October 19th. It is the Battle of the Giants pay-per-view. And the man said, listen, I haven't had an opportunity to talk to him on an interview process like this in a very long time. But just going to introduce him very quickly. Former champ on his way to another belt. He'll be taking on Paul Big News Hughes, Paul Hughes and AJ McKee on October 19th. AJ, welcome. Good to talk to you again. So I was just doing a little, just going back through history. The last time I think I spoke to you was 2019. It was one of the first times I ever covered a Bellator show in Chicago. You fought Pat Kern, and you told me, I want to be the Floyd Mayweather of MMA.
Well, that ain't happening.
Well, hold on, though, because here's the thing. So, I mean, obviously part of that is the undefeated record, right? But, man, everything that you've done has been a testament to what you've set out to do in your career. And I believe, and I say this to everyone who comes in with a decorated record like yourself, whether undefeated or not, in MMA, I don't know that in 2024 holds as much value as being undefeated, because really it's just Habib if you're looking across all promotions. So, like, not are you ever happy that you lost, right? But do you feel a little bit more just free within yourself as a fighter that you don't have to worry about everyone bringing up the undefeated thing all the time?
Hell no, that's what I work for, man. This has been a dedicated lifestyle since I was 4 or 5 years old. That was everything I worked for, is to be notarized as the best of the best. Khabib's the best of the best. So that, for me, that's what I wanted to go down as a John Jones, but without the DQ, without a technical error. But it is what it is. As long as I make that 100 mil, I'm happy.
Listen, you've done great. You're a great representation of MMA as a whole, no matter what the promotion is. And, it is not the champs versus champ series. It's not Bellator versus PFL, but what has this year of 2024 been like for you? I know you're somebody who loves to fight, loves to stay active, but as the merger was happening, like, all due respect to all parties involved, right? The Bellator side, the PFL side, and yourself included. They can't just put you on the card for the sake of putting you on the card. You are pay-per-view appointment viewing. You are big fights only worthy. So what was this like for you?
I think it was awesome. Obviously having the first fight in February, being such a big card, being a non-title fight, but being able to go over and represent an organization as champs versus champs, to represent my side of the roster, and not be the champion. I see, not, I would say I see big appreciation on my end. Like, I have big appreciation for them allowing me to do that and being able to go showcase my skills and show everyone who AJ McKee is, you know what I mean, on the PFL roster, because all the PFL roster is watching, but then again, all the Bellator roster is watching as well. So to be like, yo, this is a non-title fight, but these are both two top tier guys. I really appreciate that, you know what I mean? Because regardless whether I got a belt wrapped around my waist or not, it shows that my skill set's valued. It shows that I'm appreciated, and come full circle, now here we are again, another pay-per-view card, one of the biggest cards that either organization can put on, with some of the biggest names in the game. Francis Ngannou coming from boxing, and one of his biggest fights, to fighting the Brazilian. This dude, he's absolutely insane. This big ass dude, he's doing standing gainers at 6'6", bro. Like, I can't even do that, and I'm athletic as hell. So I think it's a phenomenal opportunity, one, to just be on this card, and two, to be on a card with so many great names. You got Chris Cyborg, Johnny Eblen with the rematch. It's just awesome for me. I appreciate them admiring and pretty much allowing me to showcase my skill set.
And you've been doing it, no matter what critics or online trolls may say, like, you're going up against PFL. You went up against PFL's probably top dog in your weight division outside of the champ and Clay Collard, and we know how that fight went. Now you're taking on the biggest signing outside of Francis Ngannou that we've seen the PFL make, outside of the Bellator acquisition. So it's not like they're just giving you anyone to fight. Moving forward, and I'll ask later about that, but moving forward, how much sense of pride when you're in these fights are you carrying as a long-time Bellator veteran into this new promotion with the PFL, feel any sort of responsibility to carry that Bellator legacy?
Definitely, that's all my history. That's where I've come from. That's who I am. You know what I mean? Without Bellator, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in today. Same thing with like my father. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in today. So, the matchmakers, Scott Croker, everyone that has worked in totality to create the stars that have been created within that organization, Um, I started from nothing there and worked my way all the way up. You know what I mean? It wasn't an easy road, but it was a road, So some people don't even have a road to walk on. And here's one that I'm able to kind of pave my own career and path out of. Um, so I'm always grateful and appreciative of the opportunities that have come my direction.
You've mentioned your father, and as you're on your trajectory to whatever may the future may hold, whether it's a Bellator belt or it's a PFL, whatever is in your future. During this year, as you've already talked about, have you had a moment or a conversation or many conversations with your dad to kind of bring it all full circle? Obviously, big business with Bellator, that means big business with you. And as things continue to kind of progress forward, have you guys had that like sit back and reflect moment?
Kind of not really, we're two that we really sometimes saying nothing is saying something. So we can kind of look at each other and we don't have to say anything. We kind of know, you know what I mean? Um, but with the whole thing in totality, it's been a long journey, man. It's been a long path, a lot of hiccups, a lot of fuck ups, excuse my language. But everybody's young, dumb, and full of cum, as they say when you're a young man. You know what I mean? So I've had a lot of hiccups on this path, man. And no matter what, he's stuck by my side and he's continued to push me and strive for me to take the proper steps in the right direction. And now at 29 years old, I can say that I'm actually doing what I need to do. I'm taking care of everything that I need to, and it shows. Things are becoming so much easier in my career. Like just fights are way easier now. You know what I mean? Versus going through battles that I used to have to go through because I want to party and hang out and kick it with the boys and only train for a week to go do main event fights. So with age comes wisdom, and my father wouldn't put me through anything he wouldn't or hasn't been through himself. And with that being said, obviously any relationship you don't always see eye to eye, but what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, and that's something the McKees are built on. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. So um for me it's just humbling myself, taking heed to what's being said to me and doing what's right, even if I don't agree with it. And hey, look at where I am, clearly he was right.
Well, yeah, another thing that's right is the PFL got it right, putting you against Paul Hughes. It's again one of the biggest non-title fights they could have made on a card full of title fights. I mean, what a treat for the fans to open, the pay-per-view. Paul Hughes coming in a coveted free agent. You have been there, done that, seen it all, and just 29 years old. What do you make of Paul Hughes as an opponent?
um, well, he calls me old, yet I'm only 2 years older than him, so I don't really get that one. But he's young, he's hungry. I get it. He's young in the game. Um, so with that being said, man, I've been here, done that, seen it all. I was once 12-0. I knew what it was like. Like you said, last time we spoke was before Pat Curran. I was so hungry to get a title shot after that fight. I was like, I'm gonna go make an example out of this dude. So I know what it feels like to feel as if someone's counting you out or that you got something to go earn or to do. Um, for me, I'm not done. I'm just getting started. I'm entering my prime. I've been breaking all my records. I broke my run record last week. I broke my punch count record today. So for me, with a fight like this, these are the ones that kind of worry us the most because you got everything to lose. And not much to gain, but obviously we know it's to gain. Like you, one more step and you're in that title shot lineup. Could be fighting Usman Nurmagomedov, and that's the fight everybody wants to see. From me entering the lightweight tournament to catching staff and so forth, to that whole tournament kind of falling apart, and then him fighting Shively. We've just all kind of been trying to regroup and regather things to where I feel like everyone's now kind of entering back into that comfortable state of being able to do what we do. For me, I've stayed focused. I've just continued to do what I'm doing anyways, blocking all the other nonsense out and staying dialed in. So yeah, man, I'm hungry, I'm ready, and I can't wait for this fight.
Just got a couple more, and I appreciate you giving me your time. Where you just mentioned Usman there, and not to look too far ahead, but what is the kind of perfect kind of trajectory for you? It's obviously take care of business against Paul Hughes, get that title fight on the Bellator side, and then is it see what happens with business in the PFL, or what are you open to moving forward?
Um, well, I'm in a locked contract right now. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Um, I love my contract. I love where I'm at. I love the way everything is. I'm getting to fight on some of the biggest and largest cards around right now. I'm comfortable. I'm taken care of. My family's taken care of. Um, Meantime, I'm just buying houses and remodeling them. You know what I mean? Oh, you call me with a fight? Cool. All right, training camp. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Um, so I think, I wanted to become a champion in 2024, but obviously the tournament on PFLs and had already started, so I wasn't able to enter into that. And then testing wise and other things, the lightweight championship belt was kind of on pause. To where now, excuse me, Usman fought Shibli for the title. That was the end of the tournament. So with that being said, boom, I'm back on title duty. You know what I mean? I'm trying to hunt that title down again. So I wouldn't watch that fight in Diego, and it's the fight everybody wants to see. And you know Usman wants to fight in Dubai. Khabib, he's already told me see you in Dubai. So it's like we kind of know where this is going. You know what I mean? It's the fight everybody wants to see. I want to be a world champion. He's been the world champion since he beat Patricky for it, and that was when I was calling Patricky's name. So he's been the reigning champ since then. And we all know how I feel about when I see a reigning champ in front of me. I'm trying to go dethrone the king. So it is what it is. I feel I'm the best in the world. I want to showcase my skills and show everyone that I'm the best in the world. And I'm one step away from that.
Let me ask you this on that topic, and obviously you and your father highly respected in this sport, and then there's the aura of the Nurmagomedov family. You mentioned Habib, Usman, all of that. I know you don't feed into all the outside noise, but putting that name on your very highly regarded and respected resume, what would that personally mean to you?
Um, Honestly, so you guys already know how I feel about the tournaments. The tournament, look, I got all my belts around. There's only one that sits right here. The one with the mercenaries hit list. All these names on it, you know what I mean? That's what I've worked for. So being a mercenary, I do what I do. You sign that dotted line, I'm gonna go take that opponent out. So that's my hit list right there. Bam. You know what I mean? To have another name, legendary name like that on my hit list, it would be phenomenal. You know what I mean? And it's a very highly respected name. It comes from a great bloodline, same way as well as mine. And that's why when I fought with that world title, I made sure nobody was getting that world title. I was hungry for it. Nobody deserves to have my name on a belt. Um, so when the lightweight tournament fell through, I was like, man, at least nobody's got a belt on my with my name on it that hasn't fought me. You know what I mean? But come full circle, now we're able to fight for that world title. You know what I mean? We're able to go see who the best of the best is at the lightweight division. And yeah, man, it would be phenomenal to have that last name on my resume. Just got to go put in the work, put in the work and go do what you do.
What should fans expect on October 19th?
A great fight. The mercenary doing his thing. I don't know how this one's gonna go. Well, I know how it's gonna go. I don't know when it's gonna go, shall I say. Um, I think the first round might be a little bit of filling out, and then second round it's go time, you know what I mean? But who knows? He might come in there a little too hungry and get caught in the first if he doesn't come in there, with a little bit of respect. But I don't know. I can't really say how fights go. Even the game plans they change when you get punched in the face and certain things happen in a fight. It's that's just the fight life. What you plan is never what's gonna happen.
Absolutely not. That's why I never ask about game plan or predictions or anything like that. I want to close on this. I think it's on my end, not that you know, but on my end, I think it's very well known that I am pro PFL, pro Bellator. I'm a big fan of all that they are doing. And in the first year of a merger, there's always going to be some bumps in the road, figuring things out along the way. But they've put together this Battle of the Giants pay-per-view card, stacked with title fights, stacked with free agencies, stacked with some of the most legendary names, AJ McKee included, on the card. Moving forward, when fans tune in on October 19th, I know you're the Bellator champ. I know what Bellator means to you. But if moving forward, it all relates back to the PFL, what do you want fans to understand about where you are, where the company is, and how you all are rising together?
Um, that I'm appreciative, and it doesn't matter where I'm at or what I'm doing. I'm the best in the world, no matter what. Um, that's first things first. That's what I work for. That's what I'm here to prove, just to show everyone that I'm the best in the world. Inside and outside of the cage, you know what I mean? Because once I'm done, all this means nothing anyways. I want people to remember me for who I am, not only inside the cage, but outside the cage. But then PFL, they're PFL and Bellator, they're just doing so great, providing not only one but two platforms for athletes to have opportunities not only to just work their skill set up, but then also once you feel that you're ready um, to fight for that $1 million prize, that's something that it was kind of unheard of for a while. You know what I mean? It was like a star in the sky that you could almost kind of grab and touch. So for that opportunity to be every year on PFL's side, to go in there and fight 4 fights and be able to win $1 million prize and a world championship belt, um, I think it just says a lot. You know what I mean? The platform's double the size now. We're fighting on ESPN. We're doing a lot of big stuff, and it's giving opportunities that weren't given before. So, um, I think you just gotta capitalize on the opportunities that are given to you. You know what I mean? And this is an opportunity of a lifetime if you truly feel in your heart and in your mind that you're the best of the best. Both organizations are giving you opportunities to go out there and prove it. You know, I want to be a champ. In order for me to fight on the next battle of the belts, I got to be a champ. So until then, I have an opportunity to go fight on some of the biggest cards that either organization can do, and then come in full circle, potentially go fight for another world title, and then potentially do some more big pay-per-view things, fighting on cards with guys like Francis, Chris Cyborg, and some of the biggest names the game has seen. So, man, I applaud PFL and Bellator for what they're doing, and I just appreciate them allowing me to be a part of it.
I applaud you for all you're doing. October 19th, taking on Paul Hughes, Battle of the Giants pay-per-view on ESPN Plus pay-per-view and the Zone outside of the United States. AJ McKee, thank you so much for giving me as much time as you did. And hopefully it's not 5 years from the next time we talk, man.
Hopefully not.
You're truly one of my favorite people in the game because of who you are outside of the cage. Your record is one thing, your talent is one thing, but how you carry yourself, even in this conversation, it means the world to me. So hopefully we'll link up more soon, and really appreciate it. Can't wait to watch October 19th.
Thanks, man. Appreciate your time. And yeah, just tap in, man. You know where I'm at.
Thank you, man.
All right, have a good one.